Hi everyone, this is Debbie and welcome. I'm not doing an angel card reading this time around, but I am popping in just to check up and see how you're doing. Times are a little bit crazy, emotions may be going up and down, and yes, it has to do a lot with the political energies going on in our country that is rippling out, impacting the whole wide world. And so I'm just coming in because we have to pay attention to where our thoughts are and what our thoughts are creates an energy, and that can either be bringing us down or it can be lifting us up. And so, one of the things that I thought would be kind of cool is I'm borrowing a book from my friend Robin, and it's by Kyle Gray, and it's about angels. And you all know we love angels. And so, I'm just going to read a little bit from his book that talks about grace. And a few years back, grace was my word for the year. And I think that it can just help us to get through some hard times. And so, if you don't mind, I'm just going to let's just start out with some breaths and just kind of get soft and gentle for a few minutes while we're sharing this time together, okay? So, let's take a deep breath in and out. One more breath in and out. We'll just do our thing, put our hands on our heart and say our prayer together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And we have to remember that our angels are here. We call them in. And so I'm over halfway through the book, but I'm just going to be sharing a bit about grace. Okay, so I'm just going to be reading and listen and then tell me what you think. And maybe you want to get it. Hay House, Hay House, is where he gets his publishing done. And so you can check there. I'm sure it's on Amazon too if you want to go through Amazon. I try to support more small businesses if I can. It's up to you if you're interested. Angels are with you now. Okay? So, all right, here we go. So many people have had angel experiences or encounters where they were saved or supported even though they hadn't asked for help. Perhaps you've had one yourself or know of someone who has. You're about to step onto the road. You don't see a car hurtling along, and an unseen hand seems to come and sweep you back. If you're like me, you might ask, why was I saved, given that I never asked? This is where the divine law of grace comes in. What if your soul said a prayer for you? Perhaps in your subconscious or perhaps in your conscious mind, you didn't say anything, but your soul sent off a little SOS. Or perhaps someone else was looking out for you, perhaps acting like a messenger of an angel. Either way, the car speeding along was maybe about to stop you from fulfilling other missions or experiencing outcomes you had started to create, but you were saved by grace. Grace gives a second chance. It gives a place to breathe. It forgives. It drops defenses. It protects. It reveals. It chooses spirit over fear. It brings angels to the place where they are most needed. It gives without taking. It's more than we could have hoped for. We didn't ask or perhaps even always deserve to be granted it. Grace is the essence of angels, if you think about it, and it's impossible without divine love. How did we get lucky enough to be surrounded by supportive, loving beings at all times? I don't have the answer for that. I just know that we are. And I know that grace is also connected to our creations and our manifestations. They hold us up as well. They pull us through. So that's a bit about grace. And we can help bring grace to other people through the prayers that let's see. Here, I'm going to read a little bit more because this is about prayer. Praying in service of someone else draws angels close. So we can be praying for other people, and they don't even have to know. But that energy is divine, heart energy, frequency that science can measure, that can go out into the world, into where you're directing it to go, and it's love. That's the frequency vibration. Let's see. So I started to call on the divine law of grace when I was praying for people who I knew might be going through a hard time. This law is especially useful when I'm praying for someone who can't help themselves, someone who is struggling with addiction, for example. I call on angels through the divine law of grace to guide this person to a space of wholeness or healing. I know that if it's for their highest good, it will happen for them. The person might be able to pray for themselves, but they won't. Perhaps they've become disengaged from their spirituality, or for some other reason, they're not in alignment with the angel realm. And so this is where we do. Do you know someone in your life who isn't in the position to pray for themselves? Or do you know someone who has their defenses up and doesn't want to acknowledge how interconnected we all are? You can call in a moment of grace for that person. You can call in that moment. You can ask for grace to save them. Okay? Some people truly are saved, healed, or guided because someone else prayed for them. I believe that many of us are saved by grace because of the prayers of our ancestors. Think of someone you once knew who might have gone from this earth, but whose prayers are likely still protecting you now. So this is all Kyle Gray, okay? But I'm reading this and my heart just resonates with this whole book because of that relationship with angels. And I've been fortunate that I've had that since I was a little girl. But realize that grace is so amazing. And if you need to, wind it back a little bit, this video, and listen again. And if you need to journal a little bit, and let your heart be filled. And I think in listening to this, if it's resonating with your heart, it's just your angels around you and they're just clapping and they're going, yes, yes, yes. So in times that you're just finding yourself with thoughts that are fearful or scared or angry and mad or whatever, that's all lower vibrations. And it's real and it's understandable. Do what you can do and put some action into it. And if prayer is your action, if being still and meditating and sending out love is your action, thank you. It's powerful. It makes a difference. It can change lives. It can change our world. As light workers, we're bringing up the light. And things might be swirling and being mucky and not so good, but all the gunk is being exposed. And when it's exposed and the light hits, it's gone, okay? So the light wins, and we are light workers. So that's all I'm popping in to say, and I am glad that you're here. If you want to make comments down below or share with someone, you certainly can. I'm thankful for you being here and taking a minute or two to listen. And I hope it gives you a little bit of support and knowing that in the midst of everything, remember our cards from last week. This week were really solitude and prayer and meditating and having some time to go within so that we can get filled up. Okay, it's important that we do that. And call your angels. Call your angels. They're all around. Tell them hello. Ask them to give you a sign. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But if you find this helpful, I'm glad that it does. And until Sunday, know that your blessings continue. And I'm so glad that you're here and you're being who you are, because you're amazing and wonderful. And it's important that you just keep being you, the best you that you are. Okay? Bye for now.